As we are familiar with the concepts of domain and subdomain, let me show you how to create subdomain. The path to be followed is admin, then under infrastructure we have domain configuration available. As you may have your domain created already, let's see what data and fields we can configure on domain level. On this list page, you can see the icon which says it is a global domain. A global domain is the top-level domain in an organization to advertise its website worldwide. A global domain also includes organization-specific domains under it. There can be only one global domain configured in the instance. Subdomains we can configure multiple. Let's create the subdomain. Click on Add New button, this will open new domain creation form. The compulsory part while creating domain is just a name. Other setting will take default values if not provided here. From Language drop-down, select Language. The selected language is applied to all the users mapped to this domain. Users can change the language of UI from User Dashboard page. Next checkbox if selected, the language icon on the top navigation bar is available to the users. The users can then select the language in which they want to translate the pages. Next section is provided for password policies. If you don't configure these values, global domain values will be considered. If not configured on global domain, default values will be considered. Set the minimum password length to be applicable for password. Default value is 8 characters. If you want, users should use combination of special characters, numbers, upper and lowercase alphabets, check all these boxes. If you don't check these boxes, default setting for password that is alphanumeric value with special characters will be applied. Some special characters like square and curly braces, forward and backward slash cannot be used in password creation. They are by default excluded. Next field is, after how many days the password should get expired. Default value for this field is 60 days. In next field, specify the number of days before which the user must receive password expiry alerts notification. Default value for this field is 7 days. Then you specify the number of previously used passwords that cannot be reused. Default value you can see here is 6. Here, specify the allowed number of incorrect password attempts after which user's account should get locked. By default, user can attempt 4 chances. Specify the time after which user's account gets unlocked automatically. 30 minutes is the default value for this. Then next section is for multi-factor authentication. Enable multi-factor authentication. Under Authentication Mode dropdown, select Authenticator app, mention the number of failed attempts that needs to be set, in case failed attempts needs to be more than the default 3 times, and submit to save the configuration. Once domain level configuration is done, multi-factor authentication app setup is to be done on user device. On your mobile device, you need to install a third-party authenticator app such as Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator from Google Play Store or Apple One OS Store to generate login codes that will authenticate and confirm the user while logging to Summit AI application. Using Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator, first-time user needs to scan the QR code or enter the code manually from Summit AI application's login page to register the device. Once device is registered, the Authenticator app generates time-based OTPs which will be entered by user for authentication during login to Summit AI application. A validation message invalid verification code. You have X number of more attempts left appears on entering an invalid authenticator code while logging in. The number of failed attempts is configured on domain configuration page. If your account get locked, user need to contact admin for unlocking the account. Once the required data is filled, you can save the settings. Now, the subdomain creation is done.